Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Boo Boy Kennels. Today I just wanted to go over just a few books that I do have for Godzilla, and it's not many at all. It's like 4 books that I have. Do have one that's on pre-order from was it Show something? I don't know, but I know that one I have on pre-order because I had to pay for that up front. Which is going to be similar to, well, somewhat similar to another one that I have, as far as like the same, I guess, publisher or company. But anyways, we just go ahead and get into some of these books that I do have. And the first one that I have here says Godzilla, the first 70 years. It's pretty big book. Try to see if I can get that in frame. So, really nice looking book. Let's see. I know I got my microphone in the way. And let's see if I can get that in here. Pretty cool looking. Now this book, it is textured, so it does have texture on it. On the on the Godzilla itself, which that should be -1, if I'm not mistaken. Should be, yeah, that's -1. So it's -1 that's on the cover. Now the reason I do like this book, even though it does say it's the first 70 years, it does have a lot of information of Godzilla. So, a lot of, I guess you would call it inserts or whatever. But so you got like Godzilla, the very first one. So definitely a lot of nice photos in here from that. And then of course, other Godzilla stuff, Ghidorah, really cool. Now this does also have, one of my other favorites, which is Shinzi. If I can find him real quick. Let's see if I can find Shinzi. Shinzi should be more near the end. Let's see. Can I find Shinzi? Shinzi. Here we go. Yeah, Shin Godzilla. Man, I love Shin Godzilla. Some people say, the movie's kind of like boring for them, but I don't know. Maybe they're just not getting a grasp of Shinzilla. Sorry about the light glare. Shin Godzilla. Yeah, he is awesome looking. Like, I love the look of Shin Godzilla. He looks awesome. But of course, the reason I do like this book, it is because it does include Godzilla -1 that they talk about. Of course, with some photos and stuff. So, that's why I really, really like this book. So, really awesome book. So that is Godzilla, the first 70 years. So if you don't own any books, I would at least say grab this one, since it does pretty much have, all the way up to -1, which is really nice. Let's go ahead and get into the next book. I'm gonna have to do like a little cut because all these books are kind of heavy. All right, and that next book is Godzilla, the official guide to the King of the Monsters. This is another one that is also textured. So like Godzilla itself, it's almost like a rough texture that's on there. Let's see. I don't know if you can. I guess you can kind of see it with the way the light reflects on that. But yeah, and then here is the back cover. Pretty nice. So this is another really nice book. Now this book, what I do like about it is it'll have a lot of the pictures of the original poster arts, you know, along with the excerpts of the movie. So that is really, really cool. So you get to see a lot of those. A lot of nice, great pictures. So, you know, of course, we got Godzilla and Mechagodzilla. So a lot of great photos in here. You know, I mean, it's nice that they have a lot of excerpts and write-ups about stuff, which is, you know, really, really cool. I'm really in it more for the photos and the pictures. You know, I don't mind reading. I just don't want to be reading like you know, like a book, like if I was just reading a book itself. But you know, these are like, this book is fantastic. A lot of great photos in there. Let's see if I can get that more in the frame. Yeah, so really, really nice. And I want to say this one included some stuff of the comic books. I don't do comic books. But you know, you got you know, like Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Pretty cool. Figure who else they had in here. Yeah, we can forget about 98 Godzilla. And then of course, you know, my favorite one as far as, you know, the whole reboot of Godzilla. You know, when it comes to the reboot, what was it, 2014? I think that's was the year. From Legendary Godzilla. That's my favorite one out of all the movies. You know, when it comes to the Godzilla movies. So let me see, it says Godzilla versus Kong. Yeah, so it kind of stops at Godzilla versus Kong as far as the Legendary films, and then it goes into like the comics. I've never watched the comics. You know, it's just not. Maybe one day I will. It's just never really been my thing. And then of course it talks about some of the video games real quick. So it does have some information about the video games that they had for this. So really, really cool. And again, that is the Godzilla official guide to the King of the Monsters. So really, really nice book to get. Especially if you can get it on sale. It's even better. Even better. All right, let me grab the next book and then I'll be right back with you. All right, so I have that next book for you here, and this is Godzilla, History of Formative Arts from 1954 to 2016. So what, 2016? So we should have, was it 2014? Was it Shinzilla? I don't know. Does it include? I don't remember if it includes the other one. But anyways, that is this here book. And this is a thick book for sure. She is a thick one. So a lot of artwork and information in this book. So if I had to go to the very end, let's see. Talk about Godzilla Entertainment Magazine. All right, 2016 should be what, Shinzilla, right? Yeah. So this should just be all the like Japan movies. Yeah. 2003. Yeah. So it doesn't include any of the legendary movies. You know, I should see, does it include, it probably doesn't include that one. Let's see. I just want to see it real quick. I'm sorry. But I want to say this does not include the 98 Godzilla, which, like I said, it was wasn't a trashy movie. It just wasn't a good Godzilla movie. No, don't see that on here. Okay, but yeah, so definitely have a lot of artwork in this one. So really cool shots of Godzilla with Mothra. Don't remember if this one. Yeah, okay, yeah, it did. So it does have photos of like the characters getting fitted in the suits and stuff, which is really really cool. You get to see that how certain things were being made. I mean, you see the photos of it, but I want to see if I find it because I know I've seen some pictures of the statue. So, where was it? Some images. Them doing like concept art for stuff of Godzilla. So, like really cool, cool images. Like the images in this stuff was awesome. So I mean, this is another really good book to definitely get and pick up. Like I said, doesn't go all. This one does go all the way up to one of my favorite Godzillas, which is Shinzilla. He's just awesome looking. Funny looking, but he's awesome looking. I mean, just if you just want the artwork, kind of like photos from like behind the scenes, definitely a good one to do. Like especially with this here, you can see the workers in there getting the stage all set up. And it's always funny because I used to always be like, man, how the hell? This is of course when I was younger, as a kid. It's like, how do they got, Godzilla in the ocean? And it wasn't an ocean. Like, they're having like their own like little pool indoors, making these waves and stuff, making it seem like he's in the ocean, which, was pretty cool. But yeah. So, I mean, you can get information about all the different, iterations of Godzilla that they've had over the years. Even like the 99, what they call him, Godzilla 2000, but it's really the 99. He's another really cool looking one. I don't like his rat face. He kind of look like a rat face, almost a cat and a rat. But his dorsals, oh man, he has probably one of the best dorsals of all the Godzillas. And then of course, I love my -1 Godzilla -1, just awesome looking. All right, well, let me go ahead and grab the next book, which will be the last one, because like I said, I only got 4 of them. All right, and that next one is The Art of Godzilla Kong, The New Empire. Another really nice book. This is from Insight Editions. Like I said, I do have another one that's very similar to this that I literally just pre-ordered. Well, prepaid, of course, but yeah, there's that. So here is the book itself, the front of it, and of course the backside is just black, so really ain't nothing there to see. But another one really good. So this one does have some really nice images. Oh man, they're just, you can tell all the images are stuck. We just kind of go through them. It's that new book stuckness. And this has some really, really like cool, like really cool images I want to say some of these were probably like, yeah, concepts. Yeah, concept artwork. And this was of Shimo. So really, really cool. So really nice concept artwork. And then of course, you know, like some of the, well, I guess this has like folders. So, some of those artworks. So really, I mean, really nice book. Yeah, it's almost has like it's almost like a poster. Oh, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that in shot, but well, yeah, no, I'm not gonna be able to. But it's a really nice, like almost like poster page that's in here of you know, Godzilla basically stomping. I mean, not Godzilla. Yeah, Godzilla stomping Kong. So really, really nice. Really, I mean, it's really a good picture, good pictures, and you know, like the I don't know what they call those pictures, storyboard, yeah, storyboards that they're doing. So you get kind of that concept with the movie, which is pretty cool. So really, you know, really nice how this book looks. So definitely waiting for the new one that I did pre-order. It was pricey. Definitely was pricey. But man, it's gonna be nice though. And I think that new one's gonna be like autographed or whatever. I forget what they said. I know something was gonna be autographed on it. But yeah, just a lot of the concept artwork that they did on this to create these characters was really, really cool. So, you know, if you ever just, you know, just want to see, you know, what some of these creatures could have looked like, especially with Shimo. I mean, I like the way Shimo looks, but some of that concept art they had for her, ooh man, would have been really, really nice to see that. And then of course we got Kong with his you know, with his battle glove. Really, really nice. So yeah. So I mean, I would definitely recommend these books. I know there's a lot of books you can get for Godzilla and you know, just Godzilla in general. But yeah, definitely would recommend these books. Like I said, some of the concept art that they have for Shimo that kind of almost looked like Godzilla, but you know, really wasn't. And then some of the other concept artwork they had for him was kind of like, you know, pretty bad, pretty bad. Now, if you're a fan of, what was it, Scar King? Was that his name? Scar King? Yeah, Scar King. You know, some, you know, his artwork is really, really nice. You know, they did a really nice job on that. But yeah, I mean, you know, these are, excuse me. These are definitely some books I would, you know, definitely recommend to pick up, to own. If you could only, you know, get one of them, you know, for, you know, whatever reason, you know, being as though you know, could be you're just not a big book person. I know I'm not. That's why I don't have a lot of books. Or it could just be, you know, financial reasons. Like I said, the one I would pick up would be the very first one I showed you. Mainly because that includes, you know, all the way to Godzilla -1. But yeah, I would definitely recommend these books. If I do have any links for them, I'll put them, you know, in the description. If I do, they'll be Amazon affiliate links. So, you know, helps out the channel, you know, for whatever little bit. So it doesn't cost you nothing. It's just a matter of, you know, making your own purchase. And if you want to purchase through the link, fantastic. If you don't want to, hey, that's cool too. You know, do you. It's going to be okay. But you know, other than that, hope you enjoy these books. You know, maybe one day you'll acquire some of them, and you know, you'll enjoy them as much as I do. Other than that, hey, it's been your boy Boo Boy Kennels, and as always, keep on scratching. Peace. We up out of here.